Hello Leo, welcome back to my channel. I am Mariana and I will do the vibes inside for you today. So, well, if you're new to my channel, thank you for being here. I read about self-discovery, reconnection with the self, the soul. If you find yourself on a spiritual path, a time of change, maybe a bit introverted, looking for answers, there could be something in this reading for you, perhaps. Well, I'm not going around the bush for this energy that I pick up on. I feel an angry energy. I've cleansed the space a lot here today. My energy field as well. Taking my time to do that. Maybe you need to do that as well. I'm not sure it's your energy though, Leo. I got the feeling of Leo observing something that is playing out somehow, trying to observe it. And I also heard something about like being the bigger person, like not wanting to be pathetic, you could say, or lower yourself to some kind of childish behavior, maybe. So observing something. But I have an angry energy here as well. There is a lot of Aries energy going on at the moment. And we will have different elements and aspects with Aries during July as well. And July is your month, right, Leo? This is July and August. That's you. At least a part of it. I get the feeling of you observing someone where there is a lot of anger playing out, perhaps. Or you're the one being very angry and maybe wanting to be a bigger person about it. But it's still there. It maybe it's pent up somehow, or it's like pent up energy that didn't get a release at some point. You didn't get the anger out, maybe. I took out the golden cloth today for you. Very Leo-like, sun, yellow, solar plexus energy, but I also felt like taking in my bronze or copper-like flower here. It came across as the lotus. So the lotus for me is something about the innermost core. Which should be yellow for you, right? It should be golden and yellow, and I feel like it's shiny, this one. So it's getting there, I think. But I just get the feeling that there is something that hasn't been released yet, that still is there somehow. it's becoming more golden. It could be, we could talk about your confidence, we could talk about your passion for something, or your feeling of identity, maybe becoming more solid. It's not golden yet, I think. At least the Leo I connect with here. I have for a long time been connecting with scapegoats. For a long time having readings about Leos that were supposed to be Leo energy, but they have been programmed to being more like a dog, a loyal, submissive dog. And I get the same vibe here, that this is again a Leo that is struggling or has been struggling with their own confidence, their own sense of identity maybe. I feel like something is happening here. It is starting to glow, I feel like. It is starting to glow. It's copper-like for that, or to me it talks about a mix of the solar plexus area and the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra holds a lot of tension, you could say, trauma maybe, as does the root chakra. But with this color here, it's kind of a mix of the yellow and the orange. It's becoming more glowing. But there could still be something that you feel like is trapping the golden energy somehow, or has not been released. Maybe it's something you're observing inside yourself, something playing out at the moment maybe. The Aries energy is also fire energy, but it's so much more impulsive, so much more risk-taking. It doesn't really think about consequences. And I get the feeling that the Leo, or the Leo energy I connect with today, is trying to be, not to be an Aries, but to be a Leo, actually learning the difference maybe between, or figuring out the difference between the more impulsive, younger Aries energy, impulsive and risk-taking, and I go for what I want. I don't really think who I'm hurting when I'm doing this, in the midst of it. Where the Leo energy is, you could say, like older. It's more mature. It's said to be the it's connected with the sun because it is the sun season, right? At least in the upper hemisphere, the sun is the most brightest, most strongest in the Leo season. With that, I also want to say a full-blown, mature, evolved Leo energy is like everything is visible, right? The sun is strongest. Everything is visible. It's not moon energy, it's not dark, it's not invisible. Everything is visible. There's a very transparent feeling to a mature, spiritually strong Leo. Like they have nothing to hide. They have a lot of generosity. They have a lot to share. They have, you could say, like abundance is part of their entire charisma, their entire aura. And I feel like this one, there's still a bit to go, I think. I said bronze, I said copper here, which are also metals, which are also beautiful metals. but I still get the feeling there's something that has not been like, I don't know if it's still burning, like something is still burning you. Or the opposite, if this is the sun, it shines bright. But what happens if the sun is burning out? Like if it loses its power, would it be that kind of shine then? So do you get my point? Like either you could be a Leo that may have felt a little bit like a burnout and is trying to recover from it, or you're experiencing this right now, that the normal sense of shine that you have, or the normal sense of power or confidence or whatever this is for you, maybe it could be the charisma that you usually have with people. You feel that it's somehow changing or has changed into something less, or you are recovering from a total burnout and you have come to this position now. Do you get my point? Like that it's an in-between, it's not quite there yet, or you have lost some of the glow, you could say, the importance maybe. The Leo is also said to be the king of the animals, so a patriarch energy, a leader, the father, the one to look up to, the one who is adored, the one who is worshipped maybe. Maybe you never felt like you had that energy and you're kind of fighting your way back to it, or try to figure it out. Or you have been in this energy, but you have felt like you've lost something. Or your glow has been reduced to a different metal, or a different vibration, I hear, but you get my point here, right? And then there was this anger. Like the anger is, the solar plexus, well, it's our power center. That's where we get our go-getter energy. This is the confidence. This is the willpower that tells us to go in that direction. But as I just said, what happens if something happens to your confidence? How is your glow in that area? Is it more like this, combined with maybe a sacral chakra and a solar plexus, like wanting to do something, but feeling blocked in some area because there's something that hasn't been healed or dealt with yet? Or you're fighting your way back out of something that may have to do with like a giant confidence lack. And that would be terrible for a Leo, right? That's for everyone, but for a Leo particularly, because it's their entire identity. I find that Leos tend to really want to prove themselves. They want to build something big. They want to be solid and strong and dependable. They want to be like masterful. Like wanting to achieve masterful grades, wanting to have a leader position in society, wanting to really build a legacy That feeling, that's the Leo energy. It wants to be known, it wants to be remembered, it wants to build the legacy, it wants to build a multi-billion-dollar company, right? That feeling. It wants to be successful, it wants to be recognized, it wants the spotlight, the recognition, it wants followers, it wants worshippers, it wants that's the Leo energy when it's strong and powerful and fiery and confident. But there's something here. And I get the feeling of like you're observing, like a Leo energy that wants to observe an angriness. Maybe it's an anger within yourself that you're trying to figure out, what is that about? Because I know it's blocking something for me. It's blocking an access to something. So you may be observing, it could be you are observing it in others. Maybe you are observing someone else struggle with their confidence or with their a strong sense of identity, that it's a poor sense of identity. Maybe like that you're struggling with that. Maybe you're observing, as I said, childish, more impulsive Aries fire administration or the handling of fire energy in someone else and looking at it as a very impulsive, childish, not very mature energy, right? That you're observing it in someone else. And maybe trying to figure out, if you are in this energy and you're observing someone in this energy, it will never be like a match, right? The discussion between you can be very fiery, but this one will lose, I feel like, because the sun is strongest here. You know, like that. You have to figure out how this may be in your situation, right? There could even be a situation about like two people, like a father, a Leo energy, that has this, as I said, very solid, very confident, very go-getter energy, very driven, very fiery, very passionate about life, very and someone who has positioned themselves. They have gotten to a strong place of growth. They have shown the world that they are Leos, right? And then you have someone here who is maybe jealous or bitter or has the ambition but is struggling with the shine of someone here. You put it into your situation, how it may come up for you, right? So let's have a look at, I get the feeling of like two dynamics, one observing something and then something, it feels angry playing out somehow. Maybe someone is projecting anger towards you and you are just trying to observing being a better person, more mature person. And you are kind of just thinking, I want to be a better person. I could go into this conflict, but actually where would that take us? I don't have a need to do that at all. I know who I am, right? I have this position. I know who I am. I don't need to do this, especially if I see they're struggling. To be a better person would be someone who would not demean your own power, right? But stay in that and simply recognize, okay, we have a conflict here. We seem not to get eye to eye, and just let it stay there somehow. I really get the feeling of someone wanting to be a better person or find a better solution because the struggle is not worth it. And it's not, you don't want to get into some kind of fight with someone where they could potentially show Aries energy. They could potentially project stuff upon you. They could be angry towards you. They could be childish. They could have what we would say maybe like an adult temper tantrum. And whatever they're going to do is not going to change anything over here. You're still intact. You're still the same person because you know who you are. You have this energy. And it's just like, no, this is not really, I get it, you're angry, okay, but, well, it has nothing to do with me. You figure that out, right? It's like you stay in your solid, like, Leo consciousness somehow. And not stepping down of your throne, your identity somehow. It's like something cannot affect this somehow. It could be that someone is it could be a very stubborn, egotistical Leo energy, and someone is trying to breach through that, but with less you could say power maybe. It could be a power struggle going on between two people, maybe inside yourself. Again, I read about the vibes inside. It can be an internal process. It can be something you are experiencing. Maybe someone is tricking you or like tricks something in you or affects you. And it gets you angry. You get angry about it. Like a trigger. They act like a trigger for you somehow. Okay, let's have a look here for Leo. And I really have to say that there are a lot of, like Leo energy is, Aries energy is prominent. Saturn retrograding, that Chiron is in Aries, the wounded healer, right? That there's Mars squaring. I know there's a lot Mars squaring Pluto going, and it will, during July, there will be several aspects that feel a little bit volcanic, explosive. So maybe just breathe through July, August here. Really learn to breathe. Calm yourself and figure out which conflicts are that important to me to get myself into a where I want to fight, right? Decipher when you want to fight and with what you want to fight. That's probably what I feel like could be going on here. Something like that. Overall energy for you, Leo. Sacred Earth Mother. A message of love. It's quite interesting because it comes up with like very heart chakra. And that's, well, I want to say I get the feeling of, it says a message of love. I don't get the feeling that this is about a message coming in from someone. It's not about that. This is the entire, this sums up the entire, you would say, more numerological aspect of the year 2022, which is when you add up the numbers 2022, you get a 6. So this year is a year of love, but it may not feel like that. I looked forward to the year 2022. I thought it would become a calm year, a more relaxed year, and that's not at all what I feel like is going on. Actually, a lot is changing. A lot of things is coming to the surface. But it is in the name of love. It is in the name of us really recognizing something, what is most important to us. Maybe this is someone you love. Maybe the person in question here is someone you really care about. And this could also be why you may choose not to fight with them, or you may choose not to lower yourself, or like stay in a very I wouldn't say protective shield, because I don't think you need to protect yourself like that as a Leo here, not with that energy. But it may feel a little bit like even a reverse situation, that you may be the son or the daughter, and you're talking to a parent, and maybe a parent that used to be like big, like have this Leo paternal patriarch energy about them, and could be like reverse characters that now you feel like, actually, I feel like I have to be the bigger person here to take care of them, because their light is shrinking, their sun is shrinking. It's not what it used to be, and I don't see them as how they used to be for me. This is probably also why I talked about this idea of wanting to be the bigger person. Because if two fire energies are up against each other, they wouldn't you could say, care. Perhaps if these two energies were fighting, they would probably go for who could win this, not taking care or be considerate about other people's feelings. But I feel like that's actually what's going on here. Someone is trying to be the bigger person in a situation because it's not worth it. It creates something else. If I go into this fight, it creates something else. I'm hurting someone whom I care about. I'm hurting someone even though I may be right about a situation, or at least I feel I am, maybe I have the confidence to pull this through towards someone. It could still be something that is really hurting someone else. Maybe there's a child in the midst, right? Maybe, again, as I said, it could be reverse child-parent. It can still be a parent in charge and a child who has a growing confidence, but is still not quite, like maybe the identity, maybe this talks about a teenager, right? Someone who is growing their identity, trying to figure out themselves. And I could use my power here to demeanor them if I wanted to, but I don't, because this is about love. I care for this person. Fighting with them, like let's say this is a very fiery discussion you have with someone, and both parties wants to be right somehow, win this debate, win this, like it's a competition somehow. But I get that one is stopping or not going there because it's not worth it, right? Wanting to be the bigger person, it's not worth it. Because I'm going to hurt someone, but maybe I'm also going to hurt myself here. When this discussion is over and I see how their confidence is withering, maybe, I see how I have hurt them. I see how I have trampled upon them. I see how they tried to defend themselves, but I didn't allow them to. I yielded my power, right? I didn't see how something was burning out in front of me, perhaps. I was more occupied with like getting my own confidence up, meeting my own needs. I didn't see that someone else was actually burning out because of it, or losing the attraction, passion perhaps, between you. So what do you do now? What is most important? Is it important to keep your power up? Even if a connection with someone is burning out or becoming withered, or someone else is really hurting here, maybe, or feeling less than, or is it worth it then to keep this tension going, maybe? I get the feeling that this year really wants to teach us something about, I want to say, our, maybe, at least in your case, I want to say your sun sign, if this is your sun sign, and you Mars sign, maybe, masculine signs, where we tend to put our foot forward and it stays there, and it's not shaken, it cannot be somehow made less confidence. So if you put your foot down and you set your business, okay, great, but what about those around you? What about, is it really that important? Is it that, what am I trying to say? I get the feeling that someone has maybe a feeling of a wake-up call, that that they have a sense of power. And when they yield this power without any kind of compassion for people around them, maybe they create more distance, maybe they create more sadness, maybe they create that people shy away from them. As I said, a spiritually evolved, mature Leo would know that they don't need to always establish themselves out there. They don't need to run towards some kind of goal all the time, because they know that they are Leos. Like it's part of their personality. They don't need to run out there and establish a lot of stuff all the time to show the world, have proof for their greatness. A spiritually evolved Leo would know that they are greatness, even if they live a very humble life. It's not about necessarily all the stuff that you built without taking care of maybe your family, your closest allies, your closest supporters. If it's all egoic, go-getter energy, fire energy towards achieving new goals, where's the heart in that? Towards those around you that love you the most. Maybe your family here. A friend, a child. It could even be that what you're trying to do here is a big pressure on your heart. Maybe this talks about your heart, like your heart in your body. And every time you pressure yourself, achieving something, new athletic goals, or taking on more responsibility, becoming a CEO, or like always putting more and more on yourself to create the proof you feel you need. Maybe it's taking like your heart is literally like having heart palpitations. You may have if you have that, I want to say your heart is speaking to you. Your heart is maybe burning out, like it's too much of, you put too much on the plate for yourself. Take that how it resonates for you, right? It could be the other way around. As I said in the beginning, someone striving towards becoming more of a true Leo energy, but still hasn't fully, well, it is starting to glow here, right? It is identifying with beautiful metals. It is becoming more confident, but it's still not working through a process of becoming more golden, you could say. In that case, this would probably talk about what you are striving towards, right? Maybe loving yourself more. Loving like who you truly are, your true identity, which is Leo. And the way you can change from maybe being a withered rose at some time. Now you have become this more coppery, golden, glittery lotus that is trying to unfold itself here. And the way you can do that is by really loving yourself here and more. Maybe mothering yourself, reparenting yourself. Maybe you had an issue with a mother. That is the entire dynamic here. Okay, at the bottom of the deck I get eternal dance. So let's have a look at this one. It says movement, wheel of life, and path of least resistance. This definitely talks to me about path of least resistance is and wheel of life would tell me something about like life circles. Something, it could be that you're experiencing some kind of return, like a Saturn return, or you experience something like a Chiron return, something like that. The wheel of life, something, the wheel is spinning, so it's something that is maybe returning to you. Saturn retrograding now is maybe also bringing something up. Eternal dance, right? That maybe this has been something you have struggled through or with forever. You may feel like this has been going on forever. Maybe you feel like you have been in a fiery debate with someone forever. Maybe you have been the one who wanted to be the bigger person because you love someone here. So you consider them, you consider their feelings, you want to take care of them, you want to protect them maybe. But maybe it has been going on forever, maybe with a mother. Like wanting to be, maybe you were a child that grew up too fast, right? Wanting to protect a mother or take care of a mother. Maybe you were a sense of loyalty. I said something in the beginning about a Leo that became more like a loyal dog, a supporter, a submissive, or maybe not submissive, but second, right? Second, not in charge, not blossoming your powerful sun energy. You dimmed it maybe because you had someone else in mind here. You wanted to protect them or be their ally or loyal to them, maybe. And this may have been going on forever, right? Maybe you are even seeing it now, a discussion you may have with someone here, that the love you hold for someone is what brings you into this internal dance of maybe holding your fire back, maybe holding anger back. You want a path of least resistance. You may have wanted to create a more balanced energy between you two, but I don't think it ever was. And it has been like an eternal thing that you chose to do because you hold love for someone here. Or you want to protect yourself, your own heart, your own like romantic heart, but maybe also physical heart, your body, maybe even here. And it has been an eternal thing for you to take in the considerations of others before yourself, perhaps here. And maybe that's what you realize. It becomes more and more apparent to you that you realize how you have protected others, perhaps, by being maybe the bigger person, not stirring the waters, not but others did, right? They projected stuff upon you perhaps, and you just kind of nah, I don't want to, I just want the least resistance. I wanted this to be peaceful somehow. So I'm not yielding the power I could. I'm kind of dimming it so that the love or the passion between us, the connection between us is intact or is still here. But it comes at a price. I feel like it comes with a price. That your light, the power you have, is dimmed a little bit, I think. You're choosing maybe to dim it because there's something else going on here. And maybe the question that you are asked with this reading is also maybe why you're doing that. I get it if it's a child, right? You want to protect it, maybe. But we can also say that by you not showing them how powerful you actually are, they may think that you are vulnerable, right? They may think that you are that you can never win a discussion, that you're not powerful if you never really show them how powerful you are. If you dim the light or you retrieve from conflicts or to maybe grow someone else's confidence, but at the expense of your own somehow. And I get the feeling someone is observing, wanting to be the bigger person and all this stuff, but there's an anger with it. An anger that wants to engage with whatever this is, I think. And you're kind of figuring out how to, again, wanting to be the bigger person, but how can I be a bigger person? If I want to let this anger out, if I want to have an outlet, if I want to show it, then I cannot be that bigger person. I will maybe become extremely rageful. Something that could really make them fear me, perhaps. And I don't want that. I want to be like the bigger person here, but I have this, like there's this growing sense of something, I feel like. So how am I protecting them, maybe, and myself and my heart, and getting an outlet for this maybe somewhere else, or because I do feel that anger, I do feel the right maybe to be angry, but I can't show it. If I can't show it because I'm supposed to be the bigger person, I'm supposed to be the adult, I'm supposed to be the parent, the one who can deal with this stuff, but actually there's a part of you that cannot. It's building, or it has been building for a long time, and it hasn't got an outlet somehow. And maybe it's becoming more apparent for you that how can I stay in my position of being the bigger person? I want to show them that I'm Leo, right? But actually you have a pent up fire energy that you haven't dealt with. And it could be an immature one, it could be a childish one, it could be a very Aries-like, impulsive one. And maybe that's not what you want to show the world, right? You want to show that you are the bigger person, right? You're mature. You can deal with this. But there's something in you that is younger, or it doesn't want to comply. It doesn't want to. You can't just shush it. You can't dim it anymore. It seems like it's coming up or wants to come up. This is what I talk about July energy here. That is, could be, and we have already had some of this. Mars squaring Pluto and trining to Jupiter in Aries as well. That this very fiery Aries-like energies, impulsive. I want it my way. Non-negotiable, maybe. I'm doing what I want. I don't care what you think. That kind of energy. It's here. It will be here for a while. Again, Saturn retrograding. It can pull up energies that are very heavy lessons to learn, right? So maybe just really breathe, Leo, during this time, perhaps. Okay, what cards, please, for Leo here? Move your body. Again, the movement here. Very important to move the fire energy. Move your body. Take a walk, run. Take a bicycle ride. Exercise, dance, do fitness. Make sure you move the energy inside you. I'm shown like a Y, and I have to start over here, so like this and like this and like this. Well, for you this is not a Y, but my angle here shows me this like that kind of energy here. It's just need one more layer here, like this, like that. Now it looks a little bit more like a Y, maybe. Okay. Underlying energy for this, the Emperor in reverse. Yeah, exactly. Emperor is the CEO, right? This is the leader. This is the one in charge. This is an emperor is a king of kings. He has several kingdoms in his empire. But when this is reversed, it's like someone not feeling like they are in charge, or that they can't yield their power fully. Maybe because you consider someone here. Maybe you don't go and get what you want, or you don't fight for what you want here. Because you consider someone else. Or you feel like you are not there yet, like you haven't grown that energy yet. You're trying to, maybe, but not feeling like you can. Or that you are not, I want to put it up here, I think. Because it's this very overall energy of not feeling powerful, maybe. Or even, and this is Aries energy, actually, Emperor. It could be you're dealing with someone here who has been a very strong figure in your life. Maybe you at one point saw them as an Emperor upright here. But I get the feeling you're dealing with, or you're experiencing it yourself, something like you're losing the power, or you did lose the power once to someone like that. But I want to say, if you lost your power, I feel like it has more to do with that you somehow allowed it, and you allowed it because you loved them, right? Like a child loves their parents. The loyalty of a child to a parent is, even if they are treated badly, right? It's like a dog, right? That even if the owner beats them up, they are still there. They're still around. They still stay, right? Because they don't believe that they can ever leave that master. They're devoted. That's what I feel like here. There is a devotion. They're devoted to their owner, the dog, right? They are devoted to, they don't even reconsider that they could get a new master, that they could get a better life somewhere else. Like children, they are highly dependent on their parents. Even if they are treated badly, they stay. Well, some run away, but most children stay, especially if they have been scapegoated, especially if they have been treated like second, third, fourth, fifth in the hierarchy or in the family. There is this sense of loyalty to something, even if it's bad. And I get the feeling that this Leo I'm talking about has a clear view now that something was not an emperor here. Not a spiritually mature, evolved, true emperor. Because they would never take advantage of the people around them. The emperor here has a great responsibility of making sure that all his kingdoms functions well, that they are protected, and that the people living in his empire are thriving. He takes that responsibility very seriously. But someone like this could be like misusing their power, controlling, domineering, repressing his people, right? So maybe you have figured out that someone was not that person for you who you thought they were, or that you never got to develop your own inner emperor. You never got to develop your own power for some reason. Maybe you're dealing with a parent here, or someone who thinks they are in charge. A boss, it could be a boss, a controlling boss here. It can be someone who is experiencing a decline in health, maybe. At one point they had this giant go-getter energy, but they feel like something is happening to their health, maybe their heart here, their health. And therefore you need to regard yourself more. You need to take better care of your physical health. And when you do that, maybe you need to rest more, maybe you need to meditate, you need to diet differently. You can't be that impulsive, you can't be that, like living this luxurious life with expensive wine or cognac or whatever. Travel all the time. Maybe you need to relax more. You need to stay more at home, but it may give you the feeling of losing power, like losing muscle power, losing the access to life, that you are somehow now like you can't travel that much, you can't maybe bike that much, you can't show off somehow, you can't do that as much, right? And therefore it's more difficult to stand in the spotlight, because you can't seem to prove yourself all the time, you can't prove your greatness. Take it how it resonates. Maybe it's someone you're dealing with, maybe it's a father getting older, then they're losing their power, they can't, their eyesight, all this stuff, it gets different, they remember differently. They like the greatness of someone could be withering, right? And maybe you are watching this process, wanting to be the bigger person as the son or the daughter, wanting to be the bigger person, not hurting them, right? In the process of becoming elderly, maybe, something like that. But it doesn't have to be. Maybe you had an accident, and therefore you can't seem to, you feel like you are here, but you want to be the emperor, right? That feeling. I want to start over here. I was very inclined to put this card first, so have this one. Page of Cups. And again, two that are Page of Cups here. Well, Page of Cups can be a child. A child. Cups energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. We can talk about a child. It could be you as a child. It could be, I want to say, it could be the feeling of being young, right? But there is a sense of immaturity with the Page of Cups here. It can be a little bit like the Ace of Cups, a new beginning of something emotional, a new beginning of something you care for. He stands in the midst of the river and he's staring at this page, at his cup here, and it's very shiny. I get the feeling someone feels like something is filling up their cup. It could be like just and interesting how this guy is standing. Well, it seems like he's down, right? That this is where the trees grow, and this river is kind of down, and he stands with half of his body in water, and he's kind of looking at this, almost like saluting someone. And I put it right next to the Emperor card. Like someone is standing, being very absorbed in their emotions about someone and saluting someone. Saluting someone here who was in charge somehow. And again, look at the this idea that it's down here, being second, third, fourth in the hierarchy, but saluting, looking up to someone here, saluting them, having a lot of love for them, but cheering them almost, right? Cheering them. Maybe even want to gift them. He has a fish here. Maybe you want to present a gift to someone, right? But somehow I get the feeling an emperor reversed here they wouldn't even recognize you. They would, they are all in their own experience. They think only about themselves. They would be more like a domineering, manipulative, controlling kind of leader or boss. They never recognize maybe how much you cared for them, how much you were willing to do for them, how you saluted them, how you cheered them, and probably because you cared for them, right? Let's have a look at the other side here. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is having too much on your plate, like or living a double life, like you have the feeling of needing to proceed on two paths at the same time, or showing two, doing a double shift, or I see this a little bit like having a secret life sometimes. You're doing the stuff that you're told to do, and then you have maybe a secret thing going on as well that you haven't told anyone about. And when I see this card where we have the younger woman, the more mature mother woman, and the crone elderly woman here. Again, I'm drawn to the idea that, first of all, this has been going on for most of your life. Maybe it has even been going on for generations, even past lives, if we believe in that. And maybe it's something you recognize, how you have been during your entire life, from you were very young, from you were a young daughter or young son here. It could even talk about, like, I haven't seen it as three people though, but this could be a daughter, this could be a son, and they are both cheering someone here. This can be the same person, right? As a child, you cheered them, you looked up to them, you loved them. You would go through a river of fish here. You went through a lot of emotional stuff here, to just be with them maybe, or to have some kind of connection with them. And you I don't know why I get this feeling with the internal dance that this can be like a almost like a family system, that this has been going on for generations. The way someone has been yielding some kind of power over children, over women maybe, has been going on for a very long time. Generations. your entire life. But also if you look back, maybe your mother, your grandparents, your grandmother, that you see a pattern, or again this eternity symbol here, like an eternal process that has been going on. Maybe there's something you realize that about an emperor here, about some kind of it. The emperor can even, if not a person, I want to say it could be just a symbol of society or the masculine power in society, something like that. And how it has maybe not been yielded, as I said, with a like an emperor that is very balanced and knows that he has been appointed with great responsibility to take care of many people. This is someone who is just out for, desires power, desires money, desires control, desires to be dominant and yielding that kind of power, gaslighting, manipulating, all this stuff. It could be you realizing how your childhood was like, that you loved them dearly, you saluted them, you would have done anything maybe to be with them in the forest here. He sits in the forest, right? You would have gone through like deep water here. You would have swimmed in the ocean. You would have done, would bring them gifts here. You would try to impress them as much as you could and be a loyal son here to someone. Doing your deeds, doing what you were told, but maybe having not being truly honest here, I think. Like knowing that you couldn't change the environment, you couldn't change them. Maybe you couldn't change them. So doing what you're supposed to do, being loyal, saluting someone here, loyal and saluting someone. Let's have a look here. Then I get the Devil card here. So going through a lot of water here. Or even I want to say stay in the water. Stay down here in the water. Young, maybe easily impressive, maybe a bit naive in this energy as well. Saluting something that seemed very big, powerful, but the dynamic was not it was not very healthy. We see how this devil here, he's even with his tongue steering the reins, or the he has these two younger or smaller people, or if we could talk about your yin and yang energy, feminine and masculine energy, dominated by something big here. As I said, the Emperor energy is big, something very powerful, something robust, strong. Here we have the orange color, right? There's something, as I said here, like with the something is controlling, steering, And we see how they almost like their neck is thrown back, right? And interesting how it actually, when we look at the guy here, it's like the string that comes down here. I've never seen that before, but it actually touches his forehead, like the third eye. And with the woman as well. I don't know if you can see it, but it comes down here, touches her forehead. Or at least that's how I can see it. Almost like, and your third eye would be your intuition, right? It would be your inner guidance. It would be seeing beyond the veil. It's or seeing between lines. It's the ability to trust your inner intuition, your guidance. It's almost like something is steering this or spitting something differently into your third eye. Like you know what I mean? Like saying something that goes directly to your third eye. A sense of programming, I guess. On the other hand, here we have the Ten of Pentacles in reversed. The Ten of Pentacles upright, it is a very successful card. We see how strong he is, right? Like he's really building something solid and strong, and there is a lot of money here. Success. There's a tenacity. There's a will to proceed and make something grow here. But it came out in reversed, and I get the feeling it has to do with the idea that you're told to do something here, and you're performing this because that's the tradition, that's the role of the woman, perhaps, or something like that. And the stuff that you could have done, the stuff that is maybe hidden or secret here, has never really gotten to be solid and strong. This is also where I want to say you get split between what is expected of you and what you really want to become in life. Maybe you were expected because of your gender to become let's say a nurse or a caregiver of some sense, but actually you want to become a business owner here, right? You want to have your own business. You want to build something big here, something great, something. Maybe you want to be, as we see, here's a smith here, right? A blacksmith. Maybe you wanted a career with that kind of handiwork, even as a woman. But you were never given that chance, right? Because you were supposed to become like what a woman does, right? She could work as a clerk or in some kind of shop maybe, or office work, or a caregiver of some sense. And somehow again I have the feeling that if this is about your inner yin and yang energies, right? You have a yang that was saluting, or a brother maybe that was saluting someone here, really looking up to them, wanting to become like them perhaps. But you never got the chance because you were a girl, maybe. Maybe you wanted to be like them, right? Like as strong as them. Maybe this emperor is someone who is in charge of a business with like blue collar work, like handiwork here. Maybe he is in charge of a business like that, and you saw you looked up to them, right? You looked up to them, wanting to be like them. So even as a woman, maybe you hope that, but I could become a blacksmith, or I could become a mechanic, or I could do that. But you never got to it, right? He never allowed you to. You were supposed to be like sweet and kind and some kind of caregiver maybe here. And that is the programming that is doing something with the gender understanding. Like, as a woman, you could become a very skilled mechanic, right? But if someone is seeing you with old traditional eyes, they would say, no, you are supposed to be a mother, a wife. You're supposed to be a caregiver. You're supposed to be in a certain way, as does the man. So if you have a brother, maybe they were programmed to become strong and building and all this stuff, like becoming someone like this with big muscles. But actually they are very maybe emotional, very sensitive, very caring, very they could be a caregiver actually, right? They have that kind of energy. So both of you, if you have a sibling here involved, I didn't get two energies, but take it how it resonates here. Yeah, I got two energies, but not three energies. Not like three energies like this. So it could be a balance between your inner yin and yang, your Venus and Mars energies maybe. But there's something about like a gender, like a spitting off or programming or manipulation maybe of the gender roles and how they are supposed to be in life. That I feel like I get the feeling you realize this. I really, you see it as the eternal dance. You see, this is something that has been going on for lifetimes maybe. That I was programmed in a certain way, and maybe the men, maybe the women in my family were programmed in a certain way, and the men were also. Even this guy, right? Even this one. Maybe the reason why he is like that is because he doesn't thrive with responsibility. Maybe he was also just a result of this. He became harsh and aggressive or angry, maybe manipulative, because he was put in a position to become a leader or to become masculine and dominant and full of muscle and take action and take care and fix stuff and all this. But actually he never really wanted that for himself. So the reason why he's yielding this in a very negative, dysfunctional way is because it's probably dysfunctional for him as well. Maybe he would have liked to become a supporter, right? Maybe he would have liked not to be a leader, not to be in charge, not to be the one everyone relies upon, to be big and strong and all this. Maybe he just wanted to be common, like everyone else. But there's something about the gender roles, I think, maybe in a family system. And you are in a process, I feel like, of really getting to know what you want. Like, what do I love to do? What is right for me? How do I treat myself better? Especially if you have been in like this eternal process of just reproducing the same kind of dysfunction, maybe. It could even be that someone here is alluding the fact that because I am given the male gender, I am in control of something here. Maybe it's even like as someone saying thanks to that, right? Thanks that I know that I am in charge here. I can control the genders. And someone saluting that, liking that. I'm not sure though that as a page here, I'm not sure as a child you were in any way like you didn't understand it. I think you didn't understand how you were. Maybe the male gender was maybe given more attention, given more opportunities, maybe. Knowing definitely that you were not on top, that this guy was. But still, it was a more naive aspect, not knowing what was actually happening here. That he was controlled somehow. Maybe this guy was favored by the emperor here. But he didn't know that it had to do with his gender. Not him. Like not himself, not his personality. Not his own person. The reason why he was favored maybe was because he was a boy. Maybe you're realizing something about that as well. It was never about you, it was about your gender. Whether you were compatible with carrying on some kind of, I want to say, power influence here. But I think you thought it was because he liked you, like he liked you as a son. But I don't think that was it at all. It was because you were a man. He considered you to become the next in charge, right? The next patriarch. So he may have favored you more than the women, maybe. But there could be a realization that this was never about me. It was all about control and manipulation. Me controlling and manipulating me, but also the feminine aspect. And I was kind of given the tool to do the same. This could even talk about that, the woman wasn't given the opportunity to choose her own career, maybe her own job or identity somehow as a woman. What she could achieve and what she couldn't achieve. But it could even talk about the fact that someone is realizing something here about gender roles, I think, dynamics. Something about that the woman that she should marry, right? The woman she should marry, the man she should marry, or the man she would find. Hopefully he should be like this, right? Someone who can create very stable life, good income. 10 of Pentacles is typically like the most blissful life, money in the bank, great life, great social life, great family life, abundance, strong protector here of the family. But like this, it's going to create a woman that may be attracted to a person like this because her father was like that, right? Someone who is doing the exact thing, as I said here, it's almost like an inheritance, a programming inheritance of who has the power, the man or the women, the men or the women, or the women or the men, and how the women seem to connect with similar energies, right? Someone who is very focused on their work perhaps does earn good money, but they may not be honest, right? They could be not fully protective of the family. Maybe they're earning all this money for themselves here, for their own gain. Someone is realizing something here. And how a Leo energy never got to develop, right? It never got to develop right. It never got to become this like truly great, truly great. The Four of Wands is now what is kind of bringing these two energies down here with that kind of knowledge. If both of you have, or you see something about a family dynamic, maybe realizing something about a family dynamic. The Four of Wands talks about, typically it can be the marriage card, it can be the home card. Marriage being the family life, right? You're observing something that maybe was going on in your home when you grew up, right? Like at a distance, you are observing something playing out, I think. Maybe you are trying to go back in time. You remember something that played out in your the family house you grew up in. Maybe you realize something. Four of Wands is typically about marriage, about your marriage, how you were drawn to certain types of people, right? How the dynamic was in when you grew up. Realizing something about the gender roles of the mother, of the father, how it has been carried on, how it has been dysfunctional, how the maybe the I want to say male were introduced to, favored to be introduced to how to, I want to say, control a dynamic, right? Control a dynamic somehow, or control children, and how the feminine never got to choose their own lifestyle, their own feminine identity, maybe. That they always got involved with men who were similar to what they knew somehow, and how that has been playing out in your home environment. And that the Emperor here is, well, we see a shine of light over him here, right? And somehow I get the feeling that this light is what you are seeing now, like that the light that you used to see like this, like what a strong leader of our family, what a dependable father, what a beautiful, magnificent, powerful person here, is now not viewed as that. And how it has interacted with you, how you're seeing that clearly now, right? Looking back at a marriage you had with someone, or a family life, or a father, how this light kind of domineered the entire cottage here. Maybe even an entirely family system. Like this is not just within a certain marriage, it's the entire family, uncles, aunts, nephews, all kind, that it's not just within one home, but many homes. And how you're observing that, maybe. Observing that someone here is yielding an angry Aries energy here. Being angry, right? And you're observing it from a distance here. As I said in the beginning, like observing something playing out. Wanting to be the bigger person, or they want to seem like they want to be the bigger person, but you observe them from a distance and you feel some kind of anger. You see through something here. That the person that you had in mind at some point, the person you trusted, the one you looked up to, the one who seemed to be the sun, now it's like you're not seeing them like that, right? You saw them when you were at home, when you were the child in the home perhaps, or when you were married to this person, you saw them as this beautiful person here. Beautiful, strong leader, very dependable, very, they would fight for what they want, to protect the family and everything. But I feel like something has changed. You realize something here. You realize that someone was maybe not this. And how it has affected you when you lived there. How it has affected your opportunities in life. How it has shaped you as a woman or a man here. How it has colored your confidence. And it has been an eternal dance. I somehow get the feeling, I talk about past lives, I talk about a feeling of an eternal, like an eternal thing here, eternal with the infinity symbol, an eternal cycle of something, wheel of life, an eternal element of path of least resistance would also be the feminine aspect, the feminine approach to life, right? And how love can, what love can make you do, right? If you love someone, you are prepared to, well, do their bidding, right? You're prepared to follow them. Follow someone if you love them dearly. If you saw them as this bright light and you love them, right? You would follow them, you would trust them, you would be loyal to them. As I said, a child is when they are, when they grow up. But I just get the feeling maybe someone was not that well, they could have some elements of it, right? They could be in charge, they could have a business, they could be successful, they could have money. But in the home space, I feel like here is totally different. This is like observing from afar, right? Observing that something is playing out, or have the feeling that something is playing out in the home. Like maybe your childhood home, that something is changing within that dynamic. Something is changing with your parents at home, maybe. Realizing that something wasn't right here. Something wasn't right here. Maybe you have the feeling that you don't want to go home and visit, right? That or if you have to approach the home, if you go visit someone here, a father maybe, you realize that you have to be aware of some kind of dynamic here. Not to be swept away, not to be like dimmed here. That if you want to go there, if you feel that you need to visit them somehow, or you feel obliged to or something, and so interesting, it comes across as a memory lane, because here we have the water again, how he has been swept into emotion here with someone. Like the love that a child has for their parent makes them salute them, makes them obey them, makes them want to do whatever they want to do. They are controlled into something here. And maybe that's what you're realizing here. You look back, like a memory lane back. How was it like to be in the water, right? Here, as a child. With them shining this kind of light on me. What kind of person did I become when I left home? How has this shaped me? What kind of opportunities did it give me? Did I realize how I was manipulated here? Maybe you are in a marriage right now and you realize the person I'm married to, they have the same energy. They have the same, it's right underneath this emperor, they have the same energy. I got attracted to someone who is like them, right? And now I'm in this marriage, and I see this clearly now, how I was drawn to them. This card for me can talk about a trauma bond, which can be very difficult to understand and break. But how we were drawn into the features of this one, right? If they project themselves as this, if they show themselves as this, power typically makes people drawn to them, right? Drawn to because they seem like you cannot kick this one over. They have a lot of like pride. They have a lot of power. They have a personality that just tells the world, I do whatever I want. Aries energy here. I do whatever I want. And I don't care if you don't like it or not. And even if how come people like this always have followers, always have suitors, always have people that worship them or like them, or people like this always have followers. They always seem to have a shine that draws for people in. even if how they create the throne, how they yield the power can be somewhat inconsiderate or not very compassionate to other people. I mean, compassionate to themselves, and their own goals. Very driven, very goal-oriented. They always seem to have followers, right? Arrogant, self-serving. People get drawn to that somehow, especially scapegoats too. That's the opposition, right? We get drawn to stuff we don't have ourselves. A very strong sense of self, wanting to go for whatever I want to do. Whereas scapegoat doesn't have a strong sense of self, they get attracted to people who have. And that could be what you feel here, that or a strong ego, you could say, a strong ego. Maybe you realize that I grew up in that environment and I have attracted a person like that into my life as well. I got married to someone exactly like that. I see that now, like a memory lane. I go back, I remember, I remember stuff, I remember situations, I remember why I got attracted to them. I got attracted to this somehow. But why did I get attracted to that? And the reason why, now that you know why you get attracted, is because you realize some of this. You realize some of this, and how it has affected you. Yeah, this is what I have. I don't even feel like I need to clarify. I would like another card on this guy here, the Emperor here. Can I just clarify this Emperor? Please, thank you. Just because maybe this is something you have a hunch about. And you have tried to gather the proof of something here. So let's just have a card on this Emperor here. This is a flyer. I'm taking it in a minute. Can we have a little more knowledge about this Emperor? Because is he all bad, this guy? Is he all bad, this person? You would know, right? You would know if this is someone who hasn't regarded you much, who has always been very busy with work and establishing themselves as this ruler, this leader, this powerful non-negotiable leader, right? Strength in reverse. There could be something about, as I said, someone losing strength. That they are not as strong as they used to, or maybe you realize something, you're not seeing them as strong as they used to be. This is the Leo card as well, a strength card. We see a Leo here. But the strength idea is that approaching someone like this is difficult. Because potentially the lion, the wild lion is a wild animal. It's a predator. It can easily attack you, scratch you, bite you, kill you. So approaching someone here, you need to be careful. You need to be caring, maybe, petting this lion, sweet talking them. That could be what the women did here, that they had to be kind. to keep sweet and be sweet, and again, white, be pure and good and all this. Then you can approach the lion. And that could be what you were brought up to do, right? The only way you could be around this lion, this emperor, was to be sweet and innocent and beautiful and a woman, a girl, pretty maybe, be pretty and clean and nice. But the strength card here, reverse, could be the feeling that he doesn't have that strength, like that power over you anymore. Like, again, you saw him like this, right? You saw him like this powerful person. And to approach someone like this, he wanted you to only come towards him as pure, as sweet, as pretty, as nice, as loyal, right, and supportive, to massage him, to help him, to be loyal, but be second or third or fourth, because his dominance is not in question, right? But now it comes across a little bit like seeing that this person doesn't have that strength. They never did. I was just, because my love for them was so big here as a child, I got myself involved in something that has been going on forever. Again, we see the eternity symbol again here. But I feel like someone is wanting to break out of a dynamic here. A dynamic that has to do with the love. The love is the only reason why you got yourself into, I want to say, this why you got yourself into this dynamic in the first place. And it could be because you're walking down memory lane here, remembering your childhood home, remembering maybe a marriage you were in with someone, that you recognize a pattern here. A pattern of how you got sucked in with people who were like this. And you got to become the second, right? You got to become the one that was nurturing someone into strength. You got to become the nurturer of someone else's success. Meaning that you would always be the second. And not the one who got the spotlight, not the one who got the success, not the one who got their name on the golden star, right? It was not your name in the magazine, it was not your picture. At the bottom of the deck, I get the 8 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you don't want to have contact with someone here. Maybe you have blocked communication here. This is back and forth passionate communication in upright here. This is back and forth communication. Passionate here, fiery, passionate. It can even be, passionate can be, you could say, dramatic. It can be feisty, it can be fierce, it can be maybe like discussions, back and forth discussions here. But you don't want to do that. Like you're saying no to that. Or someone else is saying no to your approach. maybe you are really thinking about this. If you are looking back, how you didn't want to engage, how you wanted to be the bigger person, or how you decided, I want the home peace instead, so I don't engage with this. Meaning that I also never shared my true feelings. I never got angry with them. I never chose to have like feisty debate with them, because I just want to be loved by them, right? I just want to be adored by them. I want to be recognized. But now it could be the feeling that they are losing power perhaps, or you're seeing them as less interested. So now you don't want to pet them anymore, right? You don't want to strike their ego. You don't want to support them. You don't want to be this like loyal person anymore. You want to use your strength somewhere else. This card also talks about a lack of strength. So yeah, maybe they did actually take your strength away at some point. But maybe you are reversing this now, like you got yourself out of the trouble, and looking at it in hindsight, maybe here is something like I'm never going to let anyone take my power away again, right? Even if you have someone in mind here, the Four of Wands can be the feeling of desire someone, being attracted to someone. But maybe you're staying away or keeping at a distance because there's a potential that it could just be a repetition. So you block the communication, or you're not saying anything. You're not sharing whatever feisty feelings or ideas or thoughts you have here. And that could be the feeling, as I said, of this like burning, some kind of burning feelings that maybe you don't want to show it, you don't want to say it, you don't want to, the passion or the stuff that could have been going on between you, someone you're drawn to here perhaps, like you're keeping at a distance, I feel like, because it's like walking towards them or dealing with them. It could be the feeling that I go down memory lane and I just repeat the pattern of something, and therefore I cannot talk to them, but you may still think about them. And maybe the feeling inside you is stirring, like the desire for them here may still be there. Like a passionate sexual desire perhaps, yeah. Drawn to them. Maybe you're still, as I said, people that are arrogant and that are highly self-serving, they typically have followers. Maybe you still feel drawn to them, but you don't want to act on it, I feel like. Because you know it could just be a repetition of the pattern, and I don't want to do that again. I don't want to end up in an internal dance here again, repeating the pattern. Maybe you feel like I am in an internal dance with my fire element here. That I'm in this internal constant reminder of something. I'm drawn to something, but it feels like this eternal dance, and I don't want it to be with resistance. I want movement. I want the wheel to spin. I want the path of least resistance here, not what I come from. So it's almost like an addiction, right? That you're battling or fighting your inner an inner addiction. Maybe I want to say trauma bonding is a love addiction. So it's that could be the feeling that you're trying to fight it here, fighting your own desires. not wanting to talk to someone, or trying to fight your urge to talk to someone, or take like your not acting on your desires, or not acting on your fire, not acting on your anger or your frustration or your bitterness or your passion or your sexual desires or your... I feel like frustration can sometimes actually create sexual desire. So if I'm frustrated about something, it can actually stir. It's like the fire energy, the frustration energy needs to go somewhere. And if I can't speak it, show it, let it out where I am at the moment, it's kind of moving towards something else, where it's looking for an outlet, right? I don't know, it's just a thought, right? So that's what I feel like you're battling, or kind of you're trying not to act on your desires here, or your anger, or your rage, on your frustration, or on your bitterness here. Let's have a look at this card also, the Moon card. Yeah, there's something... Again, as I said, memory lane, it's a little bit like remembering how bad it could be. The Moon here, emotions that have to do with how something played out once. There is a fear that something could... Moon can be fear also, right? That something could just repeat itself. It could repeat itself here. What if the one that I'm attracted to, the one I'm actually considering to marry maybe, or the one I was in a marriage with, what if they actually just bring up the same stuff here? What if I just repeat the pattern? What if I lose myself to my passion here? This is trying to fight your passion. I even feel a little bit like wanting to bury a passion towards someone. Trying not to think about someone. Trying to forget it. Because there is a fear that it's just going to repeat itself. I'm drawn to the same kind of problem I was in as a child, maybe. And now realizing the dynamic here, right? That the devil is here. Capricorn energy. Maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn or some kind of Capricorn energy here. Pentacle energy for me can also be the reason why she's doing what she's told, but she has maybe another path or another wish for herself. But because of safety, and Pentacle for me, well, it talks about money, but money can buy you a lot of stuff, right? You can get a good house, you can get a security system, you can have security guards around your house. You could have the best food, the best possible life if you have enough money. But without it, if you only have one coin here, maybe your safety was threatened. Maybe it was through generation, the feminine gender, the idea that the feminine is vulnerable, makes her comply with certain roles, feminine roles, because she needs the safety, even from someone like this, if there's no one else around. Even someone who is domineering, controlling, maybe beating her up or whatever. They may still be staying because it's the only thing they know, or they have been raised through generations here. A family system that tells you to stay and be in a certain way. And to stay safe, you can't, to be safe, you can't confront the bull, right? You can't confront an Aries here. You can't confront like God, perhaps, or it's that kind of energy. Someone has so much power here. So you can't confront them. If you confront them, and you are not like a loyal pawn, a loyal daughter or son, they have soul power to yield whatever punishment they want to give you. That's how high on the throne they are here. They tell you that every day. Everyone else around you shows you that every day. Like maybe literally your mother, your grandmother, and you're seeing that pattern, like how you're just repeating something here. But I also get the feeling that someone is able to now, at a distance, maybe this talks about time, that time has passed, and you are now able to look back and see something in a different light. The memory lane, how you stood in the water here, saluted them, just wanting their attention. Maybe you got it, but you were also manipulated here. And now, because time has passed and you got yourself at a distance, you can see this clearly now. You can see that it wasn't that great. It wasn't the beautiful 1111 card here. It was not the right person. I got myself involved with someone. Maybe it's even someone who is at a distance. And they feel like the 1111, like they feel like the right choice. They feel like this is my destiny, it's my soulmate, it's someone, I'm so strongly connected to them. This is the one I should marry. But you are not doing it because at the moment you're not following your instinct, going towards them. You're not even speaking to them, I think, because you see them like this. And you don't want them to have power over you, I think. You don't want to fear them. You don't want to be loyal to something that where there could be shady stuff going on. You don't want to be manipulated or gaslighted or something like that. Maybe you fear their moon energy, right? You fear that they have moon energy that is very controlling and very domineering and very manipulative. But is that real? Is it real? Can we have who is this guy, please? Not just what Leo thinks of them, but who are they? Are they have they good intentions or bad intentions? Are they healed, unhealed? Why is there such a strong connection here between who is down here and what is up here? Because there is a clear feeling that there is a distance here between them. And there's a reason for that. There's a possible fear of maybe being manipulated, controlled, domineered, a blocked communication, and not wanting to bow to some kind of strength they have over you. You don't want to be dependent on them, controlled by them. You don't want to be in a addiction like relationship with them somehow. Very interesting dynamic here going on, Leo. But I just want to say, are they like that or are they not like that? Because this card came up as a clarifier as well. I'm not sure they are that strong. The Hawk Prince in reversed here. Spirit communication, paying attention, the 11 card. And now I have to say that again, the 11 here is supposed to be, we talk about the marriage card, the right one, right? And now I have the 11 card again here, but reversed. So you are still considering if someone is the right one. The Hawk Prince, spirit communication, paying attention. It's definitely someone who's not seeing clearly. Like the hawk is like someone who is able to see things from above, from a metacognitive perspective, seeing like the patterns, seeing everything clearly. If this is actually your person, I feel like they haven't dealt with their shadows. They are not paying attention. They are still in ego here. They don't communicate with their spirit guides. They don't see everything clearly here. You need to pay attention to your guidance about them here. They should be paying attention, but they are not, I think. They are not paying that attention. And you may be drawn to them because somehow you know you love them. Maybe you are considering to sending them a message here of love, but somehow I get the feeling that you can't. Right? You can't. I get someone is like keeping someone at arm's length here, like you're keeping them away from you somehow, observing something. And it has to do with your own strength or lack of. It has to do with not wanting to be absorbed into something like addiction, like here, like a trauma bond here. You don't want to be absorbed into something like that. Again, I think there has been a pattern here of something. You don't want to lose your strength. I don't think they are that strong though. I must say that. At the bottom of the deck here, the Diamond Dreamer. Material wealth, true prosperity, again reversed here. I must say, both reverse card. I feel like this person is not, and this, it doesn't have to be a man. It can be a woman. But it's someone who has been put on a pedestal. They have been seen, regarded as the ultimate power in your life. Like a mother or a father. I want to say a father figure. A boss. Someone in charge. Someone who takes action. Someone who is feisty. Someone who has like very impulsive, very non-negotiable like attitudes. They are not easy to debate with. They are not easy to have a discussion with because they usually don't budge much. They wanna be right. They wanna be considered as like I want to say like in charge, right? They want to be in charge. And they want things done their way. That's the Aries energy. It's impulsive. It's not necessarily very negotiable. It goes for what it wants, and it doesn't always consider who gets slain when they do it. And I just get the feeling that if you consider someone to be your 11-11 person here, and you're watching from afar, or you're just thinking about them maybe, really not wanting to get trapped into something here, something like this, that's what is keeping you away, I think. Either you have blocked communication or they have blocked communication with you. Again, it's so interesting how it comes across here. It says material wealth and true prosperity, right? And the 6th card here. Is this a person that is only about their own material wealth? Or is it a person that is looking for true prosperity in life, right? And it came up reversed. I get the feeling you can't see it, or you don't see it clearly. I want to have a card on the 4 of Wands, please. Lizard. So interesting. It's a very instinctive feeling. The reason why you believe someone is the 11-11 person here is instinctively. It's a fire. The lizard is very instinctually in its way, how it orients in the world. Let's have the book here. It comes across as an instinctual passion. But maybe not understanding it, right? Because you realize someone may be like this. So you're not understanding a passion here. And you're not talking to them, I think. Okay, the lizard. It's also, when I see this, I get like reptile brain, I get like early development, I get instinctual, again, something you can't explain it. I feel like you're fighting your own desires, you're fighting your own brain here. You're drawn to something, but you you know it's not good for you. So why are you drawn to it? I think it's like your brain knows that this is not a good choice, but you're still drawn to it. Let's have a look here. Lizard says instinctual, sensitive to the subtle and dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception, as if it has a sixth sense. The lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. The card is an indication to pull back from the bright light and big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. Telepathic, artistic, spiritual, could be quite empathic. A dreamer energy. But I want to say it seems like you're drawn to something that could potentially be overly dramatic to you here. Maybe something you fear. Like being drawn to a trap, that feeling. Having a sixth sense about something. Maybe knowing that danger, but still being drawn to it. I feel like I need to mention limerence as well here. Being attracted to people in our lives that just resemble a childhood trauma. And understanding how it affects the brain. Literally, maybe how it has affected your reptile brain. The part of your brain that is still very instinctual. At the bottom of the deck, wolf. Well, wolf card is wolf card is earth element. It's said to be guardian of family and tribe. The mission of the wolf is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes that every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following. Embrace all and exclude none. Yeah, I feel like you are attracted to something that is a healthy wolf energy. But I'm not sure that this is what you have experienced. I think with the cards on the table here, you haven't experienced that. You have experienced maybe a domineering and judgmental wolf energy, which is what the energy is when the wolf energy is out of balance. It came up in upright, so I want to say the reason why you have an instinct about someone here, that they could be that wolf energy. But I want to say, with these cards on the table, I'm not sure it's right. And maybe that's also why you're not talking to them, because you know there's something is not right here. It's an instinctual passion, drive towards something, but it's okay. Can we trust the lizard here? Can we trust the lizard? Please. Can we trust the lizard? This instinctual feeling of connection, desire, passion towards this person, because if this one was upright, these two would go really well together. But this doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. So can we trust the lizard? This instinct here. It's an instinct, and the instinct is typically something we can't explain with the human brain. The instinct is just something that we have, like fear. When fear comes up and there is no immediate threat, we can't explain it. It's just like we know something. The Singer of Transfiguration. Well, an 11 again here, 11 card. Somehow I get the feeling that, where was it, 11? Over here, I think, 11. And this, so I have 11 now, several times here, and there's something about this person definitely going on, since we have 11 here, double 11. I want to say one of you is, the 11 card can talk about the partner, right? The one, the ultimate partner here, the soul marriage. But I want to say it seems like maybe only one of you gets it. This is upright, this is reversed. This was instinctual. And again, we can't explain it, because maybe the person that you feel this about, they show up like this. They show up as condescending, stubborn, manipulative maybe. Someone who plays mind games. Someone who doesn't exhibit security. I asked if we could trust the lizard, and I get the Singer of Transfiguration, which is always a positive card. So yes, you can trust the lizard, but the reason why you feel the way you do is because you need to transfigurate something. You need to transmute something, change something. It's for your benefit, it's for your change. It's for you to recognize something. Probably that you need to figure out how to love yourself more, or that a love you may have towards someone transcends time, space, obstacles. You may still hold love in your heart for them, but not be with them. But there's definitely something about this person. I don't get so many 11 cards here, unless it could be like a twin flame experience. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah. The Singer of Transfiguration is about transformation, transcendence, metamorphosis. Again, it's here for you to transform something. The Singer of Transfiguration tells us that we have been through the gate. We have passed through the initiation process, and we have reached a new way of being, reflecting deep transformation within ourselves. Things will never again be what they once were. Things will never be the same. It will not be seen in the same way by us, and this is a good thing. This singer's joyful, passionate, bright blaze of color heralds a time of fulfillment and accomplishment. As with the other singers, the power and joy of this one radiates especially strongly to the things and beings symbolized by the cards around it. And in this case, it was the lizard. It is a jackpot card. It signifies the joy of success after a time of struggle. I think that the instinct you have was right. The person in question is probably someone very important for you on your transformative path. They could have been a catalyst. It can be more than that, but I feel like they need to maybe they are resisting like a spiritual path here with you. And you are right by choosing to stay away. By using your intuition here also. Not doubting that if you pick up on rage or fear, jealousy, bitterness, all this stuff, if you feel moon energy from them, you should stay away, right? If you only get shadows from them, if you get their shadows, you should stay away from them. I do feel like that's the instinct is correct, that there is something about this person, but how they yield themselves, their behavior, that's not compliant with wolf energy, which is what you're probably looking for. And I think the cards that I've gotten here, Strength in reversed, Hawk Prince in reverse, the Diamond Dreamer in reverse, I really get the feeling this is not... Either they're not ready, they don't want to... They are stubborn, they don't want to get into spiritual stuff. And therefore the message is about healing you. It's about loving you first, right? The love you have for them, direct some of this towards yourself. Most of it towards yourself. It's a difficult dynamic, this one. Can we have an advice card, please? An advice card in this situation. I think it is very important to maintain the distance here. Maintain the distance. To the point where you don't think about them anymore. To the point where they don't have any strength over you, that you can live your life without them. That you don't feel addicted, you don't feel the need to go towards them. Maybe you need to direct your fire energy towards something else, because I feel like it's quite potent, this one. And I think it's difficult to maintain maybe the blocked communication. It could be difficult. Okay, an advice card here. The Fawn. Interesting, because the Fawn... the first thing that came to mind when first of all, it's a spirit card, right? So it has to do with spiritual transformation. It has to do with trusting in a spiritual path, divine timing, all this stuff. But the Fawn, the first thing that came to mind is that fawning is one of the 4 elements of being in a certain conflict where you feel like you can't win. You can flight, you can freeze, you can fawn, or you can fight, right? That's the defense mechanisms that we have. The fawn, and this came up as fawn. So either I get the feeling that the dynamic you are up against here is something that is so stubborn and unwilling to change, that maybe you need to, I don't want to say like fawning in, like giving in, but accepting the fact that this is a no-win situation with them. Like keeping track on them or something. It's a no-win situation. You use your time better by being the fawn, so direct your energy towards something else. Direct your energy towards your own healing, your own spirituality, your own progress in life, what you like to do, and don't really think about them. That's what I feel like. Fawning could be the feeling that, but then I give up on them. Yeah. You choose to prioritize yourself instead of directing your energy towards someone else who seems like they don't care. And that's the transformation you're going through, right? You choose yourself instead of them. That's how you get yourself out of this addictive, codependent grip. Okay, so the fawn. Natural magic is happening when things flow almost effortlessly. That is a sign that natural magic is at work. Enjoy it. A very important part of natural magic is simply allowing the energy to flow through us. This means both giving and receiving freely. Let the energy flow. Don't push it. Don't try to control it. Just dance with it. Trust it. And remember to keep returning to the source of inspiration and to keep your heart filled with light. I want to say, of course this card comes up, right? Because whatever dynamic is going on between you is that both of you are trying to control something. By not communicating, by blocking the communication, maybe you over here try to control how often or how much or whatever is going on. That's kind of a control, and they are maybe stubborn and not changing or not wanting to change. That's also a control mechanism. So the form would probably say least resistance, move effortlessly, like the eternal dance. Learn how to not hold maybe the fear aspect as a dominant factor in your life, or the shadow aspect of this person. Releasing as much as possible, releasing yourself as much as possible from it. Staying away from them is a sense of control. Going towards them is a sense of control. Either way, you choose something, you uphold it in a way of maybe keeping yourself safe, maybe, or something. Protecting yourself is also a guarding mechanism. It's a control mechanism. So of course the phone is here. The phone could even be something like surrender to the path. Whatever happens, happens. Either you will see them again or you won't, or if you are married to them or you were married to them, the path will flow anyway. It whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Of course, you can block them. You can decide not to answer their communication. You can think ill of them. You can think fondly of them. You can, but you can't deny that there's something going on in your heart. That you do have feelings for them. And the feelings can actually be what's in the way, because you somehow feel like you love them or you owe them or something. That is still a way of being connected with them somehow, even if you try not to be connected with them. Do you get my point? It's like the more you may think about the trouble about this person, the more you may think ill of them, or the more you feel like they only project their shadows onto you, the more you try to control not to be around them, the more you want to keep them at a distance. But I think it's inevitably going to play out. Maybe not with that person, but maybe with someone else. Then it's like avoiding one person here, because they are an immense trigger, I think, for you. But at the same time, it's like just saying no to one obstacle doesn't mean that you will have no obstacles at all, ever. I feel like you have passed through some gate here, and there is a lot of gratulations with this. You will not see this person in the same way again. You will not be if a new situation arises, you will not be in the same dynamic. It will not be the same thing. I don't think you have to fear them, right? I don't think you have to fear getting swapped into something here. But that's for you to decide, right? If you don't want to fawn to them in the sense that, or you don't want to surrender in regards to the dynamic here, I feel like just maybe surrender to yourself. Surrender to your own heart healing here. especially if you have ever been, even with a parent dynamic, been in a situation of trauma bond, which breaks your heart. So I feel like it's probably a journey of healing your own heart here. Fawn to that, surrender to that, choose that. Instead of this very dramatic, uneven, maybe even undesirable feeling of desire towards something here that is, I want to say, not safe for you, right? The fawning is using the path of least resistance. Maybe you will meet someone else who will like you for you and sees you for who you are. This seems like a very, it's a very harsh energy. There's anger here. I feel it's a lot of repressed, unspoken, unsaid, or the fire energy is somehow I get almost a feeling of like punishment, like the feeling of being punished for something, or there's a lot of moon energy with the shame or guilt or something. There's a lot to work through with this instinctual desire for someone. A lot you really feel like I shouldn't engage in. I shouldn't go towards that. I don't want to, because I don't feel safe in it. There is a fear here to take that road. Secrets, mysteries, something. Again, as I said, the sun, the Leo, everything is exposed. It's easy to see the way ahead. But this feels like I can't seem to see, I don't have the full picture of this person, right? I feel like there's mystery. I feel like there's secrets. I feel like there's something and that is probably what made you walk away or block them. And it's the right thing to do, I feel like. The Singer of Transfiguration tells you that the instinct was correct. This person is maybe of significance for you. They had a big role to play in your growth here. You walking away from them, you retrieving from them, you looking at this down memory lane, you analyzing something or figure something out was part of your growth process, and they helped you through that. But I don't think you should ever go towards them like that. That's not the person, I think, for you. They don't have the strength you're looking for. You're looking for someone like this, right? They don't have the strength you're looking for. And I really feel like with these reverse card, the Hawk Prince reverse, the Diamond Dreamer reverse, it's like I feel like a self-serving energy, arrogant maybe, very, I hear primitive, even with the 11 cards here, they are reversed. The Singer here is not, but that's on your side. I feel like you see it, like you get the picture, and maybe you would like them to see the picture as well, that you are somehow, you have a soul connection or something. But sometimes maybe it's just a karmic connection. Maybe they came into your life for you to transmute something, for you to choose differently, for you to choose you, even though you feel like you love them, right? Even though you feel like you love them. It could be even the idea that we confuse passion with love. So we think that if we are passionately drawn to someone, it's because we love them. There's a deeper sense of connection. This must be my person. It's a soulmate or something. It can be, but it doesn't have to be easy. It doesn't have to be, especially if this is like a twin flame. I don't have the twin card here, only the 11 cards. And the 11, the idea of the 11 can be just in your head. I have no Two of Cups. I have no I don't have like energies that tells me that this is a twin flame or this is like a strong soulmate connection. I don't have that. I only have the primitive instinctual desire card here, connected with some 11 cards. Not to say that I believe there is a connection with this person, but it could be a karmic one. Strong karmic one though, but I think you are better off like really serving yourself here. You're better off fawning, surrendering to you, your own process, the process of least resistance, the process of flow. And I really feel like the dynamic here is the exact opposite. This is very it's dark, it's angry, it's passionate. It again, this as I said, frustration can lead to passion. It's something that has been kept in. It has been repressed. It has not been told, not been lived out. And I don't think that is truly what you want, Leo. Or if you're dealing with a Leo here, it's you're learning, I feel like, the dance of least resistance, the eternal dance of least resistance. That's the one. And there will be desires, there will be things you get attracted to, right? It will be there, but it's just not this person, I think. Otherwise, I want to say, the more you think about them and the more contempt you may hold for them, the more distance you want to maintain, the energy can't flow. You keep it in a certain stick. Oh, I need some light here. You keep it in a certain grip by thinking about it like that. It can't flow, right? If you somehow can get yourself to a point where this other person is not important anymore. That you become your own wolf energy, right? You sustain yourself. You make sure the longevity of the family is here. You ground yourself. You take actions towards that. If you can do that, you become the one you were seeking, right? You become the one that was your shadow. The one you thought you couldn't be. If you become more like that, if you become more like your savior, you could say, then the need for this person will evaporate. you have come you have made a big step here. You have gone through the initiation process, and I feel like you're on the brink, you're on the urge or the way towards this for yourself. It's just a matter of you surrendering to the idea of choosing you. It's the advice card here, right? Like, let the energy flow through you. It could even be like this sexual energy. Allow it. Use your intentions to say that you want the energy to, like, even the frustration, the anger, whatever, let it, use your intention and say that you want it to, my intention is to let this energy flow through me. Meaning that it doesn't fester, it will get out, right? Yeah, this is what I have for you, Leo. I hope this somehow helped you. I don't think this is an easy dynamic, whomever you're dealing with here. But they don't want to see, like they are not spiritually connected. They get arrogant, manipulative, gaslighting, very dominant, maybe controlling. They only see it from their perspective. They're not a hawk, right? They can't fly and see like the big picture of something. The diamond dreamer, material wealth, yeah, definitely, they go for that. But true prosperity, of love, of knowing you are safe, knowing that you are loved, knowing that you are protected by the divine realm also, they are not connected with that. I don't think they can give you that. They can't be that person for you. At least not now. They need like a big wake up call here if they should ever change. I really feel like they don't see the point of changing, because they believe they are perfect. So they don't see a point of changing. That's the entire difference between those who are seekers. They seek answers. They seek a different approach to life. They seek new knowledge. They seek new boundaries, new strength, new power. But those who don't, those who feel like they are perfect as they are, those who feel in charge, those who believe that they have the right to mess with other people, they have the right to enmest themselves with others and tell them what to do. It's because they believe that they are know-it-all. They are judgmental, domineering. They believe that they are in charge. They want to be in charge. But therefore they don't see no need. They don't see a need to change. Why should they? They are perfect, right? And I feel like you're dealing with a person like that. They see themselves as perfect. Why should they change? Yeah, this is what I have for you. I hope this somehow helped you. Please take care of yourself out there, Leo, during this time with these fiery, feisty energies. So breathe, right? Breathe. Take care of yourself. Love and light to you. Bye-bye.